What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Hollie Mays on this edition of Dr. Hollie Mays Uncut. Listen, I am excited at this show right now, guys. I'm so excited about what God is doing, but more importantly, I'm excited about new information, okay? Listen, Dr. Hollie Mays Uncut is a new show. Basically, we're going to be on YouTube, and we are going to be on YouTube Live. But the biggest thing is we're uncut. We're going to be talking about any and every single thing. We're not going to just talk about church stuff. I know y'all know I'm a bishop. We're not going to just be talking about social injustice. We're going to talk about parenting. We're going to everything. So listen, I'm excited for this season of Dr. Hollie Mays Uncut. But let's get into it, guys. I am bringing this to you guys Facebook Live because I want you to know what's going on. I want you to know what we're doing. But after today, you can only see it on YouTube, y'all. All right? So this is a special show. Today, man, I got with me two lovely young ladies. I am so excited to have them. I have with me Miss Shavonda. Y'all know her as Shavonda with a V.
Baby.
You know? But let me go ahead and give her government name. Don't nobody write this down. It's Shavonda Fields. Thank you so much for having me today.
Excited.
God bless you. And the next person, y'all know her as my sidekick, my road dog. She is my chief of staff. Minister Jade Ross is with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. So, ladies, you know, they got their cameras out. They ready? They pumped up. I'm telling you, you can't do nothing on this show wrong because they got the cameras out. But listen, today, guys, we're going to be talking about social injustice, Black women matter. Social injustice, Black women matter. Dr. Mays, what does that mean? That means that, listen, we talk so much about Black men. We talk so much about what's going on in the community, police brutality with Black men and Black boys, but we never deal with the question about what's going on with the Black woman. We never talk about how it affects them. And we act like they're like forgotten or something. Like, you know, hey, y'all got to join in with the crowd. So today, I want to hear from Black women. I want to hear, and listen, you guys on social media, you're more than welcome to chime in. Hey, listen, I can get your comments, especially if you're on my page, and I can talk about what you guys are talking about. So listen, y'all can help with the questioning on the show. One thing about Dr. Hollie Mays Uncut, listen, I don't have a problem talking about anything. Everybody will tell you about me. I am completely transparent, but we have to get to the bottom of this because I don't want Black women to feel like they are the forgotten fruit in this entire situation.
That's right.
All right? So listen, real quickly, man, I'm just going to let you guys tell a little bit about yourself because I don't want people to take my word for it. They might think I'm lying or something. So I'm going to let Shavonda tell us a little bit about you.
Me, a little bit about me. Hey, y'all, what's happening, y'all? My name is Shavonda with a V. That is me. Man, I am a little bit of everything. Let's start out with radio. I am a radio personality. I currently am on a podcast with the infamous Hollywood Hernandez on the Hollywood live show, featuring your girl Shavonda with a V. I come from K104, which is one of the biggest stations here in Dallas, along with 105.7. So I go way back in that. I am an upper comedian. So I keep people rolling all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a natural person at it. I'm also a motivational speaker. I host and I MC events. So listen, you know, if you got something going, you need me to get people crunk and get people going and keep the party live, I am the person for that. And last but not least, I am a philanthropist for the homeless community. I love reaching out to the homeless and giving back to our brothers and sisters in need. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, Shavonda with a V. Hey. Baby, go ahead.
Well, I am Miss Jade, of course, as my bishop said, that I am the chief adjutant. I am the chief of staff. A little bit about me, I am from Mesquite. Go Skeeters. I am class of 03, baby. Congratulations, of course, to all the seniors that did graduate this year, of course. I'm so happy to be here on today, and I'm so happy to be a part of the Kingdom Faith Empowerment Center. Yes, sir. The kingdom is here, so I am so grateful to be here. Thank you so much.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Well, listen, ladies, I really appreciate you guys being here. I really thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know we're just coming out the weekend. This is normally everybody's rest day, but y'all gonna rest here with me today. Okay?
Hey, I am ready for it. What a way to to start the Monday, huh?
Right?
Yeah.
So let's jump right into it. So obviously, let's just talk about the obvious, okay? Talk to me a little bit, Shavonda, about how this thing has affected you, the George Floyd, the Breonna Taylor situation. How's it affected you?
Man, let me tell you something. This whole George Floyd thing, man, I can say I couldn't breathe.
Okay.
Watching the video, I could not breathe, and nor could I believe my eyes. And let me tell you something. People have asked me, and I can be honest, I ain't mad at my people for what they doing.
Okay.
I ain't mad.
All right.
Because it shows just how fed up we are, and it shows just what we can do when we come together.
Now, we talking about the protesting, the rioting, or the boycotting? Which one we talking about? You not mad at?
Truth, I'm talking about a little bit of everything, because it's really to me, it's everything full circle now.
Okay.
I think it's everything that has happened.
Right.
I think everybody has just exploded.
Right.
I think everybody's just fed up. So to me, I think it's just a combination of everything, all kind of feelings.
Okay. Jade, so obviously, I mean, you've been alive since some of this stuff has been going on. No, I mean, I'm just saying, but as a black woman, how does it make you feel knowing that black men are being killed like this or done like this?
It makes me very angry. Very, very angry and very saddened, because we are losing black kings. We are losing black scientists. We're losing doctors. We're losing very talented young men. We're losing pillars of the community. We're losing pieces of the foundation that we need to go as a people. So that makes me very, very angry. Okay.
So here's the interesting question, and this is either one of you guys can answer this.
Okay.
Why is it? Let me ask you. So a black man dies, and does anybody have kids?
I do.
You have kids?
I do.
You have a son?
I do. You know what? I do have sons.
Okay. So as a mother, let's talk about this. As a mother, how does that make you feel? Like, what do you become extra precautious? What's going on with you as a mother? Talk to me about that.
As a mother, man, let me tell you this. I'm glad you touched on that.
Yes.
So listen, y'all may not know, because I probably don't look like it, but I am a mother of two sons, ages 25 and 26 years old.
Look at you.
And
stop talking to me. No, you're not. Yes, ma'am.
Let's get it.
Yes.
And so forever young.
Yes.
So and as I look at my boys, because sometimes I ride down the street and I see one of my sons walking. Sometimes he ain't even combed his hair or nothing like that, looking crazy. But that's my son. You see what I'm saying? Right. But when someone else is walking by and they may see him, they may see a thug.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But they don't know that this boy come from a good home and he has good, things instilled. And so for my son, I'm more worried about how they gonna perceive him and how they may handle him according to how he.
That you have done to prepare him, or is that just?
Well, yeah, so even like I tell them not to even challenge the police with whatever that they're saying. It's to me, it's hard for them to even live and just be themselves, and it's like, dang. I remember my son said to me, "Mama, they gonna do this because I'm tall and I'm black." Wow. He feels like they have a perception of him already before he even comes through the door. He feels like he done lost before he even get a chance to even get in the game.
Wow.
Just because he's tall and he's dark skinned. And for me to hear my son say that.
Right.
That's very touching, and so he's still trying to learn how to live black.
Right. So as a woman, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of talk about what police is doing to black men. But what we're not really touching on, and we'll say the names, Breonna Taylor. We'll say the name, but hasn't been the biggest focus. The biggest focus has been George Floyd. We just want to put it all out there. That's the biggest Floyd. Biggest focus. He done had 12 funerals. No disrespect, but he done had a lot of funerals. Every city done had a funeral with George Floyd. But I have not seen that type of response with Breonna Taylor. So is it because talk to me about this? Is it because hers is less important? How do you feel?
I don't think. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I don't think that it's less important. What I think it is that once people really became aware of Breonna Taylor, the impact of George Floyd had already exploded.
Right.
Even though her death happened before his.
Right.
His hit home bigger and it exploded bigger on the media because it was 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
But that's the problem I think I have is because and let me say this, and once again, this is Dr. Hollibay's Uncut, so I can say what I want to.
Yes.
8 minutes and 46 seconds is a long time. I've been in a lot of situations for 10 minutes, and let me tell you, it seems like a lifetime. So I can understand that. But let me ask you a question. When it comes to death, is time a factor?
No, it's not a factor at all.
So whether it's 8 minutes and 46 seconds or 2 minutes and 46 seconds, if someone died, why would one be looked at worse than the other? Why would one be looked at as more significant than the other? If Breonna Taylor died and it took 2 minutes, but George Floyd died and it took 8 minutes, why wouldn't we give both the same amount of publicity? Or
you know what? If I can chime in on that,
sure.
I think, again, like I said before, I think the people just really got fed up. I think it happened, and they have happened so consecutive.
Right.
Yeah, that's
this
the word
happened,
for it.
It's like people don't even have a chance to really get over what happened to her. Then this happened, just like you saw the man who got shot in the back in Atlanta.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With the little taser gun. We can't even get over something before something else is happening. So it may feel like it's only happening on George Floyd's timing, but it's not it.
It's not.
It's just when it happened to him, and people saw how old boy had that I don't give a care look and had his hand in his pocket as
Right.
he nailed on this brother's neck after this brother begged, called for his mama.
Yeah.
So it was, people felt that.
Right.
I felt that. This
Right,
grown
right.
man calling for his mama who ain't even alive. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because he feels so helpless. And so I think with that, people was like, you know what? Enough is enough. So it wasn't really about George Floyd or overlooking other people.
Yeah.
Things just happen. So it just keep happening so fast. I think that was just, people was like, you know what?
I think people were already mourning Breonna Taylor
Mm-hmm.
because I did hear about her story before George Floyd's.
Okay.
And I believe that what Shavonda said is true, is that before we even had time to process Breonna Taylor's, before we even had time to process even the grief and everything that was going on with that story, we got hit again with George Floyd. And like she said, for me, I know what took me over the edge was not because I haven't been angry about Breonna Taylor or Sandra Bland or anybody else.
Right.
What made me angry, like she said, is the absolute casualness. The absolute casual way that man sat on his neck and listened to his life drain away.
So
If we had seen the security, like if Breonna Taylor's family or her boyfriend or whoever she was with, her husband, if they had security cameras in the house,
Right,
and they had released that footage, I promise you,
it would have been the same way.
It would have been the same thing. So it's not an overlooking, and I
Right.
hope Breonna Taylor's family understands that it is not an overlooking. It is not a reach over. It is not a pushback or
Okay.
push away for her. It is just that, again, it was not recorded. And in this day and age, you have to see it. Just like in the 60s, they had to see the dogs. Just like in the 60s, they had to see the war footage from Vietnam. They had to see it in order to understand the severity.
Okay.
So therefore, if we had seen Breonna Taylor's murder, we would have still been angry. Would we have been maybe more angry? It's possible, but we still would have been angry. There still would have been protests. There still would have been demonstrations. So it's
Right.
not a look over.
Okay.
It's just that boom. Just like when Michael Jackson died, Farrah Fawcett died the day after. Who remembers that? Nobody, because we all remember when Michael Jackson died. Hardly anybody talks about the fact that Farrah Fawcett died after that.
I mean, I wasn't a Farrah Fawcett fan.
There you go. But I know. But I'm just saying, even if you weren't a Farrah Fawcett fan, you knew who Farrah Fawcett
Yes.
was.
The burning bed, honey.
Exactly, with that hair dye. But the point of it is that
Right.
it was overshadowed, and I can't imagine how Farrah Fawcett's family felt when they're looking on every single channel and everybody has Michael Jackson's funeral on it, and nobody was really talking about.
But to your point though, you said Michael Jackson died first.
He did die first.
Right.
And in this case, Breonna Taylor did die first.
So you know, but so here's another thing I really want to touch on, and this is just because I really feel passionate about how the government deals with things.
Yes.
One, because, you know, and everybody always hear me say this because I'm very proud of her. My wife is getting ready to go to law school, and, you know, she has to deal with the government, and she's a young black woman. She's a young black woman going into the justice system, the legal system. At what point do you say, it's not really about black men, it's about black women? Let me explain what I'm saying here.
Okay.
In 1920, black women got the right to vote. It's a long time to be in society before you get a chance to say something. Okay? However, black women still have to fight harder, and I'm gonna say women, period. They have to fight harder than their male counterparts. So when I see things like an injustice towards a black man, I wonder, is the true injustice really towards the black woman? And let me tell you why I say that. Because without the black man in the household, you take away two aspects that I believe God intended. One of them is strength, okay? And the other one is security, okay? And if you take away that, you lessen the foundation of the household. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about, you know, the flip side of things, because we don't talk about that. We always say, okay, well, the black man this, the black man died, the black man this, that, and the other. But do you really think that there's an underlying thing going on with the government that says if we can destroy the black man, we can either expose or expel the black woman? But what dynamic do you think is going on here? Or is it just the fact that, hey, just random black men are dying? But I always talk to my wife about a plot, just like slavery. We'll kill the black man, you know, and we'll make him look insignificant.
Oh my God! I'm so glad you said that.
We'll kill him, and they called it I forgot, bucket, where they would embarrass the black man, and they would weaken who he is, and in front of the family.
Yes.
And then send him back home to have to deal with it. So now, when you deal with police brutality or you deal with a man dying, is that some form of a reenactment of slavery to weaken the black man so that the household can be weakened, and now the woman is left to fend for herself or raise her child on her own because the black man is so embarrassed or they've been so minimized that the black woman now feels like she's alone? Let's talk about that for a second.
Oh, that's a very good subject. And I even think about that on the Campbell soup commercials when they just be having just a black woman serving the soup and without a father in the household. I sometimes feel there's a two-part series for me to that. I think that that it does, because just like you said, it takes the strength away from the black man to where he don't even really get the same respect from his family because he's been weakened.
Absolutely.
You know, he's been weakened, and even really out here in society, it kind of ends up being the same way. And then us women, we have to get on the forefront of things, and for some reason, men sometimes they have a problem with giving us authority of things. If we say it, it doesn't really come across as powerful as if another man was to say it. Like, for instance, if I give someone an order to do something, they're not really going to take my word for it that I know what I'm talking about versus if another man comes to say it.
Right.
And even though I have the same equivalent knowledge and education, but it's just something about when a woman says it or when a woman does it.
Right.
I don't know what it is. And I even deal with that even to this day. Like, for instance, I'm a MC. You know, as you sometimes go around to some of the events around, there's more men who do it because their voice is more deeper or it's more, you know, but I feel like I have what it takes to reach the audience that the men don't have, but for some reason they gravitate towards men for some reason. So I don't know. What you think, sister?
For me, going off of what you were saying, Bishop, about the bucking tradition, which was, of course, as he said, which was to weaken the black man in front of them, to reiterate the fear and the power and everything else that the slave master held over them. And I believe that has carried over into now, just like a lot of traditions and a lot of behaviors that we cultivated during that time has carried over. Because we always understood that there was a possibility that man could be taken away at any time.
Right.
I think that's why amongst our ranks, we had to always say we have to be strong. Everybody, even a white person, will tell you, oh, one of the strongest women I've ever met is some older black woman. You know, we all have a Miss Hattie or a Miss Mabel or Medea or somebody in our lives. For me, from what I understand, it was my great-grandmother. This lady was almost 6 feet tall, almost 200 pounds, and strong.
Right.
So what man was gonna dare anything? But what I'm saying is that we carried over that behavior. So because of that fear that became intrinsic to us, that this pillar, that this foundation can be taken away at any time, my strength and my doing my part has got to come up. I have to compensate for the fact that this person can be taken away at any point. It's the same as a black woman and her children. During slavery, a woman would never know if her children would be taken away.
Right.
That's why sometimes you have the characteristic of a black mother being perceived as mean or as more of a tough love.
Right.
That unfortunately is a carryover of, I don't know when my child will be taken away.
Right.
So I don't have time to cradle you. I don't have time to cuddle you. What I have time to do is train you and make you survive, so that if any point you are without me, you can do this. And that's what we're passing down to our children, is that at any time somebody you love next to you can be taken away. The video of the young lady and her child sitting in the back seat of the police car while she is handcuffed, they watched them shoot her boyfriend. They watched them, and the way she screamed and banged her head on the seat, the very helplessness that she had, the very helplessness that she had in knowing that she could not do anything, and knowing that her child was there, her powerlessness was something that I will never forget. And unfortunately, for all of you who say that slavery is over, there's no reason for you to even think about it anymore, the carryover of the behaviors that we cultivated then are showing up now.
Right.
So yes, we have to be stronger than our counterparts of our white women. We have to be stronger. They don't have that fear that has been placed into them that this person can be taken away. They don't have that.
I think the men or even us are really scared for the men, because even like when we drive or do something, like for instance, I've dealt with people who got little scrapes and bruises on their background and stuff like that sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes people are not who they used to be or the mistakes they used to make. But if we were to get pulled over or something like that, I would be the one who want to drive, because I know that I'm good.
Yes, I've done that before.
Yeah, I know that I'm good. And it's like, I'd rather put myself out there because I know that my man, he takes care of business, and I need him to be out here. I don't need them harassing him for no reason or trying to test his, testosterone or whatever. Because for one thing, they don't like to be outdone by the black man. You know what I'm saying? That's how they end up shooting that man in his back, because he was getting away and he was getting the best of whatever little old situation that they had at their winners in Atlanta. They hate to be outdone by a black man or be overpowered or whatever the case is. So they demean them by instilling that fear in them, or making them seem weak in front of their old lady, like when you get pulled over and make them submit to them. You know what I'm saying? And make them talk and talk to them like they weak. And they already know that, man, if you ain't have that, man, it'll be something else. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen it and heard it, so I'll be like, just chill, don't
But here's
and
my.
that's our immediate. That's our immediate move. I've done that countless times. As soon as I see him bucking up, as soon as I see, no.
Yeah.
You know, because we're the protector. We know that at that.
Let me say this. Let me say this because I think I don't. And this is just as a black man. I want to go deeper than that because I don't believe. I think when somebody does something, they know why they do it. And not just a police officer, I'm talking about a person in general. If they do something to, say, me as a man, and my wife is sitting right there, you know why you're aggressive towards me. Yeah. You know why you're doing this. And but the underlying thought is what is my wife thinking at this point? Is she thinking that, hey, listen, you know, I'm about to lose my husband, or is she thinking, wait, hold on, this is my lineage, my legacy going on, and yeah, we understand that the aggressiveness of men. Let's not say just black men, because men.
But men, period.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, do you think a cop or a legal system or the government, they're saying, wait, hold on, we're going to allow this behavior, not because, okay, we don't want them to get the best of us as a black man or man, period, but because we need to weaken the household?
Well, you know what, and the only reason, Bishop, that I said the black man is because that's the only people I see it being done to.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I can only go off of what I see all the time. You know, in these videos, you know, you don't never see no black cop mishandling another. Not really. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but majority, you really don't see black people or black cops mishandling someone of the other race, or even us really, you know, just, you ain't never seen no black cop chokehold a white person. I've never seen it.
Really.
I've never seen
Not
it. If
really.
it's happened, I know it's probably on the books, but I hardly ever see us. I was watching a video where this black woman, this white police officer was arresting this black woman, kind of a big black woman, and she didn't like the way he was handling her. So she was jerking her hands back, and he was trying to get her, and she socked him.
Right,
and
I saw that.
Socked him again. You see, get what that black man came and did? He came and hit her with a hitter quitter.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow. He hit her with a right and knocked her to the floor.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Did Celie on Color Purple.
Yeah, I saw that.
Let me tell you something, baby. Guess what? A white man would have not. He wouldn't have done a white woman like that. He would have not came and sucker punched a white woman. He would have gotten her, restrained her. This is what I think. He would have gotten her, restrained her, and put her in cuffs, and she just would have been charged for an assault.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because I saw the same video. Now here's the deal, and this is a whole nother dynamic. And this is one. I was going back to the dynamic I was talking about before we go to break. That's what I'm saying. Like. Because when we talk about the police department, and since that's what we're looking at right now, I don't think, and people are going to get mad at me for this, but I don't think it's all about a racial issue. I think it's an authority issue, and because of because let me be real with you, if it was a race issue, that black man wouldn't have hit that black woman.
He probably got hero of the day.
Yeah,
that's what I put under there.
He wouldn't have never hit that black woman if it was about race. That's why I think it's an authority issue. Now that I just had to throw that in there. But my biggest thing is I want to know if it's a ploy to separate us from y'all. I want to know. This is my biggest question. I want to know if we are going in reverse in history. I want to know if we're going back to the slave master days. I want to know that, hey, listen, the mentality when we're writing. Somebody asked me the other day. They said, what was they asking me? They said, why don't police officers have partners anymore? Why don't they ride around with partners anymore? Mm. And my response to him was the reason they don't want to ride around with partners anymore is because guess what? If I had a partner, now it would be
I have somebody accountable.
Right, hold me accountable.
Yeah.
But if I don't have a partner, now guess what? I can operate on my own cognizance. Now the problem with being able to operate on your own cognizance is that now I have two different agendas and two different mindsets I can operate on without any accountability. And now I can go to this person and say, okay, you know what? You're riding with your wife. I don't want the black family. See, people talk about black people that are strong. That's not true. The thing about blackness that is strong is the black family. It's not the black person, it's the black family.
Yeah.
When we had nations and we had kingdoms, it was a family. You had, believe it or not, you had cousins, uncles, brothers, sisters. You didn't just have John over here and Martha over here, and they was doing their own thing. No, you had families, and kingdoms were grown off of lineage. And they understand that if the black family ever get it together, and that's why I think they try to, and that's why I really want to do this show for black women, because I want people to know how important the black woman is, and believe it or not, to separate us, and I'm going to say this, and I don't mean no disrespect, my wife going to kill me for this, but when you separate the black man from the black woman, now the black woman got to go to the black woman.
Oh.
There it is.
Whoa.
Okay, and that's one irregular Christian wise. Okay, so now they try to separate us from God. Okay, the second thing is you try to separate the normancy of family, because now your children will grow up and they will grow up without the identity of the black man, and they will think family does not include the black man. Okay, and now women will have to take on the role which was never intended. It was never intended for a woman. And once again, I don't want to highlight black women, the woman in general, because you got white women with black men. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
And you got black women with white men.
Right.
Okay. But the role was never for a woman to have to fend for herself.
That was never
Society
supposed to be, no.
and evolution
Yes.
has caused the black woman and woman period to be single parents. So now they got to raise kids by themselves. They have to be business owners. They got to now be pastors of churches. They got to do all these things because the black man has decreased in value.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Now, it's not intentional by the black man, but it is intentional by the government.
Yes.
Wow.
But as the black man decreases, is the black woman increasing? Or do they just stay the same? Do they hold their value and it never increases?
I like how you said that. Well, as a matter of fact.
Shavonda, before you get started, I got to go to break. I'm sorry.
Oh, y'all stay tuned. Baby.
Listen, real quickly, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. We got to take a real quick commercial break, man. But when we come back, we're going to let Shavonda go ahead and answer that, and Jade answer that. But then we're going to switch gears because we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
It's going to call, the game is called Call It Like I See It.
Call it like
I like
Call it
that.
like I see it. We'll be back with you guys. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dr. Hollie Mays with Kingdom Faith Department Center and also Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Hey, guys, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, man, for being a great supporter of our show. Man, I've heard your comments, man. I've seen your text messages, and you guys are just so inspirational. But now I want to reach out to all the businesses that have been hitting me up. Listen, we have a sponsorship program for you. For as little as $30 a week, listen, we will give you a spotlight. We will make sure that you can come on the show and showcase your product. We want to help you grow. We want to help you get to the next level. So we want to make sure that we provide programs and packages that not only are economical, but they also allow our show and your business to build a relationship and also be able to go to the next level together. So listen, continue to support the show, continue to send your comments, continue to uplift Christ wherever you go. Make sure you guys are subscribing to our YouTube channel, and please make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook. But more than anything, if you are a business and you have a project, if you are a music entrepreneur, if you are an artist and you have an event or you have a project that you're getting ready to do, if you are a ministry and you have an event that you're getting ready to showcase, listen, we want to help you. We want to build you up and we want to grow with you. Let us work for you, okay? But once again, we thank you. We love you. And on behalf of Bishop Chronicles Podcast, listen, God bless you. And listen, we look forward to working with you guys. I'm out of here, guys. going on, everybody? This is Dr. Hollie Mays on Dr. Hollie Mays Uncut, man, the news show that is sweeping the internet, man. I'm glad you guys are joining us, man, on our promo show, which is on Facebook Live. So if you guys are joining us, trust me when I tell you, this is the first and last time you're going to see this on Facebook Live. I promise you. So I'm telling you right now, make sure you share this. Make sure you comment. We want to hear from you. But listen, I am joined by two awesome women, Shavonda with a V and Minister Jade Ross. All right. And listen, we are talking about social injustice, Black Women Matter. And we are sweeping the board with this thing. So Shavonda, real quickly, we were just talking before break about the decreasing of the Black man, the value. But the woman's value has stayed the same. It ain't changed. Yeah. It's not like as we decreased in value, the Black woman's stock has increased. Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second, because obviously that can't make you feel great. Man.
Wow, you know what? It's not a great feeling, and sometimes it shakes up the atmosphere in the household. And let me tell you, why that is, because, and let me tell you why it shakes up the atmosphere is because, women end up becoming really independent.
Okay.
And we end up running things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And sometimes when you are placed in a position, like you said, with the man either absent from the household or has a decrease in value, maybe decrease in value can mean not bringing in as much money, or, you know what I'm saying, he can't just find, because I done filled out applications for jobs for them before too.
Right,
and, but the thing is, so we end up running things. And so when you run things, you run it. And so he feels like you trying to handle him.
Right.
And you're not. You just running things because that's what you've been doing. Right. And then when you meet someone that's an alpha male and, you know, he's looking for you to do the whole submissive thing and this, that, and another.
It don't work well.
And it don't work well. You clash because you used to being the boss.
But what about when the Black man is taken away?
Well, when he's taken away, that's even worse.
Right.
When he's taken away.
Because you're not prepared. So, let's just say, and I like the dynamic, but let's just say you married, okay?
Okay.
Or you got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because you do.
I did.
I just want to let y'all know.
Yeah.
Y'all don't shoot your shot. Don't do it. Don't shoot your shot.
It's a wrap.
She didn't think I knew that. Don't shoot your shot.
Don't put me on
I gotta protect her, man. I got you, homie.
Look at him.
I got you, homie. Listen. So you're in a relationship, and you're wanting it to go somewhere, and you're transitioning your mind and your life to prepare for the voyage in that relationship.
Yes.
So that means there's submissiveness as a woman to the man, regardless to whether you're an alpha woman or not, because my wife is an alpha woman. Okay. But she does have to be, and I don't mean this in any intent. Don't nobody come for me. I'm telling you, it ain't good.
You better say it
I'm telling you right now, Jade. You better tell them, don't come for me. But even as an alpha woman, she has to submit to an alpha male. Okay, in the household.
Okay.
Because there can only be one head. There can't be two. Okay. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Y'all, this is another series, y'all.
It is. I'll get to that. But here's my point. But now that alpha woman, what part of her is submitting? Is it her emotion? Is it her entrepreneurship mentality? But here's my point. As she's submitting, the man is taken away. What does that do to her? And does her stock stay the same, or did it get higher? Because society, when they take us away, they also devalue your stock. Okay, and now you have to be forced, just hypothetically, to raise a young man. Say if you have a son, in her case she has a son, that you were not prepared to raise on your own.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second, because when they take away the man, or even when the man is here, but they do things to devalue the man, why is it that the woman's stock didn't raise? Why don't we value you guys more? Why don't we lean on women? Because you very seldom, and I'm going to say this, you very seldom hear about women pastors.
Oh, yes.
Okay? You don't always, it's a huge thing to hear about a woman CEO.
It is.
So why is it so hard to raise the value of women, especially since the men's value is decreasing?
I think part of that is because of the fact that you're always going to have that second detractor there. My mom used to always tell me, before you go into anywhere, you have two things against you.
Okay.
You are black and you're a woman.
Right.
So when you take away my king, or when you take away my foundation, it causes me, as we said, to do things, not normally in my lane.
Right.
But at the same time, you don't up my value because I'm playing both lanes. That causes a resentment.
Okay.
To build up.
To who and to what? The
resentment is to the helpless feeling that I have because I can't save him.
Right.
The resentment is to the machine and to the system that is made to devalue both of us and break him. That's where the resentment builds up, because as a woman, we always say that we are raised with two sets of rules.
Right.
You guys have one set for being a man and then another set, of course, for being black. But we have a set for being a woman, a set for being a black woman, and a set for being black. So we have to remember, yes, we have to remember all of those things.
Right.
And so it causes us to have, there's a dichotomy there, because you're just like, okay, on one hand, you're telling me you're a strong black woman, you can do anything that you want to do, and then you have a government and society that says you can do anything you want to do under the auspices of, or only under the heading of what we give you. You can only do it within the parameters that are given to you.
Right.
And again, that causes resentment when you take away the very thing that's supposed to be my bounce back.
Right.
You take away the thing that's supposed to be my barrier to danger. You take away the thing that's supposed to be my barrier to mistreatment, to everything. This man is supposed to be here for us to be a unit, to raise another man and another woman, for them to have yet another unit. When you take away my partner, not just my partner in the bed, not just my partner on paper, you're taking away somebody that God, if you're doing it correctly, if you're in a God-given marriage, I have to put that in there.
Yeah.
Let's just...
Many of you are not.
If you're in
throw that out there.
Just throwing it out there. If you're in a covenant marriage,
right.
Let's put that in there. If you're in a covenant marriage, you need that person, and the reason why you need them is not because you are helpless as a woman,
right?
And which society tries to tell you that if you need a man, you're helpless.
No.
And that's
we're gonna get to that in a minute,
right? And that's not true. That's not true. But when you take that away from me,
right.
I now have to play both lanes, like you said, that I wasn't prepared to play, and I have to play them to the best of my ability, but I have to play them with all the cards stacked against me, and I don't even have somebody here next to me to move the cards out the way.
So, Shavonda, let me ask you this, and I'm just gonna kind of throw this out here because, this is the elephant in the room, and folk don't like talking about it. So the black man is gone. Your value stays the same.
Yes.
Do you get another black woman to increase your value?
Ooh, no. Well, listen.
I like the way she said no immediately.
Well, before you answer that, here's my reasoning. Here's my reasoning. Because if I'm a millionaire and my status is millionaire, but then I go into under millionaire status, my value has decreased, right? I have to connect with something to either leave it the same or increase it.
Right.
But the thing that I originally used to increase it is gone.
Yeah.
Do I have to get something else to increase it, or I leave it where it is and just stay where I'm at? Because
think you have to.
That's what I'm saying. Because the government is not going to give you something to increase it.
No.
Okay, and so that's my point. Because I've seen now, and I don't mean to throw it out there, but Shavonda with a V.
Yes.
What is it? The LGBTQT?
I know
It's a lot of
what you're
them.
talking
It's a lot of them.
It's-
Okay,
yeah.
it's a lot of letters. Okay, they have increased in number because of the decrease in black men.
Okay.
Well, that's a Gosh, in my live mess up. That's a two-part series because I know exactly the situation that you're talking about where a millionaire that was a LGBT unknowingly and then knowingly and then she kind of went for the money. And I think like I guess where you say where do we turn to people turn to women because it's already in them to do that. Which definitely confuses the children and everything like that. The bug is already planted in them when they do that.
Okay.
So it just was a way.
It's not situational.
It's not because it's already in them.
It is though. For some women it is, and the only reason why I can say that is because, and I won't say her name obviously, but I have a friend who when she started dating women. I told her, I said, really?
Y'all in these phones killed it.
I know. Sorry. I said, really? You want to start dating women? She told me, yeah. It's easier.
For real?
That's what she said. She said it's easier. You know, she understands. And I told her, I said, ma'am, the only reason why you want to be with a woman is because with a woman, you feel more in control.
Well, see, and
you're tired of being hurt by men. You're tired of being dominated by men. So with another woman, in that situation, my friend is more dominant.
Well, see, that's
so she feels more secure. She feels better about it, and she says that when she was with men, they made her feel undervalued. They made her feel.
But I'm talking about once the black man is gone.
Is gone. Well, in that situation. You can say it's situational in what she was saying that it's something that's already planted in you. I kind of have to disagree because again, I think sometimes it is situational. And what you're saying is once the black man is gone and you don't see any examples around you of anybody else that can take that place, you can start to look at your fellow woman as somebody who can take that place. I just think sometimes it is situational.
I personally, and I know we're all speaking on an opinion. Yeah. I really think it's a choice. I think it's definitely a choice in the matter.
I feel that too, man.
It's definitely a choice in the matter. And guess what? They get into it more than anybody.
That's why I can't.
Here's the thing. Now you done switched over. You done switched over and you still having the same problems. Now you said the man was the problem. Now you done got they get a girlfriend and still have domestic issues. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? They still deal with the same thing, but then again they end up not giving their children a choice of a lifestyle to choose because they just putting things in front of their face. You know us, our children they learn what they see. Yeah. But again, I think it's a choice because there's not a shortage of men. I have one. But there's not a shortage of men. I just think it's a personal choice. I think it's already in them. When they choose to go to that woman, they probably was already dealing with that woman undercoverly or something like that. But I definitely think it's a choice, and I don't think people are really forced to do that.
Well,
I would agree with that verbiage right there at the end that there is no forcing.
But society.
There are catalysts. Yes, I was just gonna say there are catalysts.
Right, because right now you're getting. My point of this is can I make you do what I need you to do so I can win? That's my whole premise on this. Can I make the black woman do what I need her to do so me as a government or a conglomerate or organization can win?
I think so.
And winning, I make it seem like it's normal.
Of course, when the women's empowerment movement started, and I'm not talking about 1860s suffragette, I'm talking about later on. We're talking about 1940s, 50s, 60s. Okay, when that started, when the women's empowerment thing started, burning the bras and all of that good stuff. When they were doing that, that was white women. And they were doing that because they wanted to say, hey, as a society of women, get up off of us. We can do these things. We're independent. We're all of this. But they did that with their man still there. They did that with no other outside catalyst, but we want to be able to make decisions. We want to be able to work and do all these other different things. But you had a whole race of women, us, who didn't have that dynamic. Mm-hmm. We'd always been valued in the home as an addition. We'd always been working in and outside the home. That was never an issue with us. They made it our issue when they say, hey, we're all women, we all need to get together. And by that time, of course, you had centuries already of the black man being taken away. So then you had this brand new generation of black women who were coming up in a society that was just now starting to tell them you can do anything you want to do. You don't have to have a man to do it. You don't have to have a man to achieve anything.
Right.
And so I think that's really a lot. I think that's where a lot of the tearing not necessarily started, but that's when it really started to break off in big chunks, because you had this whole women's movement that was saying you don't need a man, even though we as a society, as a black society, knew, and we still know.
Right. But
that
what
we
I'm
need
saying,
men.
but what I'm saying is, and you know,
Go ahead.
is it. I believe that the government knows what the government is doing. And I believe that when you take the black man, that there's enough statistics to say that if I take the black man away from the family, or even not a family, just, Shavonda, you got a man. If I take your boyfriend away from you, I still destroy a dynamic of you, which leaves me with the ability to control you.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I want to talk about. I understand history, but my thing is okay, is it on purpose?
Yes, it's always been on purpose. That's always been an agenda.
There's
So-
a purpose
I'm
for
sorry,
everything they
that's
do.
a purpose.
So that's my thing.
It's a
That's what I want to discuss, because I don't know, and I'm going to say this, I don't know if the black woman understands that she's part of a plot. I don't think, because they bamboozled us. If you read the history,
Ooh, I love that bamboozle.
if you look at society and look at history, sometimes I wonder, is it the black man they're after or the black woman they're after? Because society can make us feel like black men are being targeted, this, that, and the other. Or are they?
But they are.
Well,
Yeah.
listen what I'm saying. Are they? Because if I take the black man away, what did I do to the black woman? How valuable is the black woman in the home when it comes to the growth and development of children? Children are considered the future. They're considered. So if I take the nurturing, if I take the emotion, if I take the love, see, you can do a lot with love more than you can do with strength.
Right.
Okay. So if I take that out and I discombobulate the thing we know as family, or the thing we know as love in the household, man there or not, what did I do to a culture?
Well, for one thing, the society gets to program our children.
Come on now.
Normally it's the father in the household that programs the child and instills the values and the work ethics, this, that, and another. And so when they take the man out of the house, now they're programming, they're putting the little chips in our sons and making them into their robots and making us convert into their way of doing things, to where we end up only knowing one way of doing things until we end up even having a conversation with someone or read up on it to see, okay, this is not how it goes, but that's how it ends up being. And so even us as women, when the father is taken out of the household, the children rebel, the boys rebel, because, they end up growing to be stronger, taller, and they just have that thing in them that another man can come and hush. And as a woman running the house, I know they got strong women. My mama ran the house, she didn't play that music.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? But you got, in the way society is, they want these things to happen because they end up getting our children. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? They end up getting them anyway, sometimes young. Right. And because they end up doing something so malicious.
Yes.
Something so malicious because of not having that voice in the house for them to be afraid of or anything like that. So they end up doing something so malicious, they end up giving them 30 years and they end up working for them, and then here we go without another black man in society.
And it perpetuates a cycle as well. Once you, like she just said, once they start programming your children and teaching your children, then you've lost that edge. And I think that is part of the agenda, is for us to take away the parenting unit that would teach you these values and things like that, and then we instill our own values thereafter. Okay. And then when we instill our own values, then you view your world through our lens. And I think that's how you have black people now who come up, oh no, everybody's wrong. No, it's not race. No, it's a humanity issue. And I just want to say this. Okay. This is not this is a humanity issue, but it's a black humanity issue. Okay. Period, point blank. Nobody is targeting white men.
They not. If you look on the big,
I'm sorry, they're just not. That is an agenda, and everybody can say, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist." That's not true. Yes, it is. When you have a system and a government that teaches my child, my black child, even though I don't have children, but when you have a system and a government and society that teaches my black child that they have to get their identity from them, they have to learn about themselves from them, then that's how you program my child, and that's how you make him less of a threat. Because when they come here, you view them as threats. How do I know that? Because there are newspaper articles from 1864, that has a depiction of a white man leaning over a dead black baby with a knife in his hand, and that he says, "Got another one." And the reason why that picture is there is they're saying that we are a threat from birth.
But let me go back to my original statement. That's my biggest concern. Yes. Because we say, is the black man, and I don't like the word extinct. I think people don't really know what the word extinct means. We're not becoming extinct. Y'all can kill that. No. We too strong for that.
Way too strong for that.
But my biggest thing is who is the target? It's that's my point. I need people to understand who the real target is. Okay, let me explain something to you. And I don't like, y'all know I try to keep the Bible out of, especially this show, but I got to bring it in here. Okay. You have to understand the value of birth, reproduction. Okay, because God said it. And God didn't say a lot of things when it comes to the Bible. He says, let them be fruitful and multiply. Now, watch this now. What does it do to the woman when you demean her origin or her state of being? Her state of being or her origin was to be able to multiply, to produce, to be able to grow, develop, nurture. But watch this. Now you devalue the ability to do that, which deals with her emotional system. It deals with her psychological system, her psychological structure. Now, for a man, watch this now, his woman can be devalued, but he has something called pride. He can pick himself back up. But if you destroy a woman's psyche of herself, what do you do to her? So that's why I'm trying to get and a lot of people don't look at it this way, right before we go to commercial. A lot of people don't, but I'm trying to figure out who the real target is. Are you really saying that black men are the target? I'm not demeaning black demise. I'm not demeaning police brutality. Don't get it twisted. Okay. But what I am trying to not demean, but increase in value is what it does to the woman. Yeah. What's going on with her mindset? When's the last time you seen a news report about the mindset of the woman? When's the last time you seen how women feel? The only time you hear about a woman feel is the woman talking about what happened to her son. Or happened to her boyfriend or her baby daddy or something like that. But you never hear the psychological impact of what's going on with the woman. So that's why are they trying to destroy the mindset of our mothers, our sisters? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's where I'm trying to get to. That's what I'm trying to look at right before we go into commercial break. But listen, we got to take a real quick commercial break. I'm sorry. We got to go to it because we're going to come back and we're going to play a game. Hey, and that game is called, guys, Call It Like I See It. Hey, okay, that is called Call It Like I See It. But guys, we'll be right back with you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in Dr. Hollie Mays of Kingdom Faith Empowerment Center and also Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Hey guys, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, man, for being a great supporter of our show. Man, I've heard your comments, man. I've seen your text messages, and you guys are just so inspirational. But now I want to reach out to all the businesses that have been hitting me up. Listen, we have a sponsorship program for you. For as little as $30 a week, listen, we will give you a spotlight. We will make sure that you can come on the show and showcase your product. We want to help you grow. We want to help you get to the next level. So we want to make sure that we provide programs and packages that not only are economical, but they also allow our show and your business to build a relationship and also be able to go to the next level together. So listen, continue to support the show, continue to send your comments, continue to uplift Christ wherever you go. Make sure you guys are subscribing to our YouTube channel, and please make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook. But more than anything, if you are a business and you have a project, if you are a music entrepreneur, if you are an artist and you have an event or you have a project that you're getting ready to do, if you are a ministry and you have an event that you're getting ready to showcase, listen, we want to help you. We want to build you up and we want to grow with you. Let us work for you, okay? But once again, we thank you. We love you. And on behalf of Bishop Chronicles Podcast, listen, God bless you. And listen, we look forward to working with you guys. I'm out of here, guys. Now.
All right.
Welcome back, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, let me tell y'all, I love these two women, but they are funny. But listen, guys, we are still dealing with social injustice. Black women matter. We are just talking, having a great casual conversation about the dynamic and things that have happened over the course, but how women are involved in this psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, and just really trying to get a better dynamic of what's going on from a woman's perspective.
Yes.
So now we're going to talk about Jade. Put your phone down.
See, she messing up.
Trying to get the angle there.
She messing up.
They just, y'all, listen.
We're going to do better next time. We're going to do better. We're going to do better.
So we're going to play a game, okay? And this game is Call It Like I See It. So this game is really, really, one of them. It's controversial because I get to say a word and you don't think about it. You got 1 second to tell me what comes to your mind.
Okay.
All right? So we're going to alternate this. And I'm going to give you a word. You don't get to say, ooh, and then think about it. That's going to be your word. All right?
Okay.
So real quickly, who want to go first?
I'll go.
You go first?
Yeah.
All right. Trump.
Antichrist.
Protest.
Needed.
Okay. Slavery.
Existing.
Okay. Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
Got you.
Hillary Clinton.
Horrible. I'm sorry. That's just what came through for me.
Newscasters.
I should have been one.
Okay. Men. Don't think. Come
I
on.
was just gonna say I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay. Love.
It's in the air.
Okay. Voting.
Needed again. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Needed.
Black Lives Matter.
It really does.
Okay. Homosexuality.
Ugly.
Okay. Children.
Our future.
Okay. 2 more, okay? I'm finna throw this on you, okay? You ready? Money.
Gotta have it.
Okay. Riots.
Well needed.
Okay. All right, cool. Listen, I just want to listen, we still had, hey, we still had, they still got a chance to kind of think about it a little bit.
I like that. That's fun though.
But I want to, but listen, Jade got a on one.
I did.
So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna up it up a little bit. Okay.
All right.
So now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give you a word. Okay, and I want you to explain it.
Explain the
Okay.
word.
You got 10 seconds to explain it. I want you to explain your thought when you hear the word. Okay. I'm calling it like I see it. I don't need you to be rational. None of that. Just tell me. Explain it. You got 10 seconds. I got a timer on you guys.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So Shavonda, you won that round because Jay got a
I did.
Yes.
Okay. So Shavonda, you go first. All right.
All right.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Women.
We are some powerful creatures. We can do all things. We are multitaskers, and we should definitely be valued more.
Okay.
We can do a whole lot of things.
Okay.
Yes, I love that.
Jade. Fashion.
Ooh, fashion is loving of yourself. Fashion is covering yourself in the manifestation of how you feel about yourself. That's what fashion is.
Okay. Shavonda. Police.
Police. Wow, police are they're bullies. Police are bullies, and they have become some people that have lost total respect of the people, and as well as kind of with myself, just the things that I've seen happening, and it's gonna really take a lot to even get things back in order. But I think everything is headed toward a one world order.
Okay. Government, Jade.
When I think about government, what that means to me is just a system, a faceless monster. That's what I think of when I think of government. It's a faceless, you can't smell it, you can't taste it, you can't see it, but it's there. It's an entity.
Okay. Last one. Okay. Shavonda. Solution.
If we don't get a solution to the things that are happening, things are really gonna get worse. People are speaking up and they are showing that we are here for solutions. If we're not getting a solution, we're not gonna be quiet. We're gonna tear up everything that is in our way until we get solutions. And I stand with the people, and we're not gonna stop until things change the way that we want them to change.
Okay. Real quickly, guys, we got to take a real quick break before we do a final thought. And I'm going to come back with a final thought, but I'm going to also get a final thought from each one of them as well. And we're going to talk about solutions on how we can really fix this situation. All right. Y'all hang with me, guys. Be with y'all in just a second. Thank you. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dr. Hollie Mays with Kingdom Faith Empowerment Center and also Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Hey, guys, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, man, for being a great supporter of our show. Man, I've heard your comments, man. I've seen your text messages, and you guys are just so inspirational. But now I want to reach out to all the businesses that have been hitting me up. Listen, we have a sponsorship program for you. For as little as $30 a week, listen, we will give you a spotlight. We will make sure that you can come on the show and showcase your product. We want to help you grow. We want to help you get to the next level. So we want to make sure that we provide programs and packages that not only are economical, but they also allow our show and your business to build a relationship and also be able to go to the next level together. So listen, continue to support the show, continue to send your comments, continue to uplift Christ wherever you go. Make sure you guys are subscribing to our YouTube channel, and please make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook. But more than anything, if you are a business and you have a project, if you are a music entrepreneur, if you are an artist and you have an event or you have a project that you're getting ready to do, if you are a ministry and you have an event that you're getting ready to showcase, listen, we want to help you. We want to build you up and we want to grow with you. Let us work for you, okay? But once again, we thank you. We love you. And on behalf of Bishop Chronicles Podcast, listen, God bless you. And listen, we look forward to working with you guys. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you. All right, guys, real quickly. So we are back on the show. Listen, I am getting ready to do my final thoughts, okay? And y'all know I do final thoughts on all my stuff, y'all. And the reason why I do final thoughts is because I'm a solution-oriented guy. I like to know what we're gonna do, but this is more not like a solution-oriented thing. This is more of just you guys telling me how you feel about this, and be candid, because I understand that black men are the focus, but sometimes I wonder, should they be all the time? And I believe that the world needs to know how this makes you feel. How does this really get to you? And how can the world help you deal with this? Okay? Especially for you, Shavonda, because you have 2 boys, you know, and you're in a relationship with a black man, you know. So so real quickly, I'm gonna let you guys give your final thoughts on that. Jade, we're gonna start with you, and we're gonna work our way back to me, and then we're gonna be good. On you, Jade.
My final thought is that value everyone, especially within our community. We have to start letting our men know that they are valued. We have to start letting them know that their dreams can encompass more than a basketball player, than a rapper, than a thug, than a gangster, than all of that. We have to love our men. I know our men mess up, but you have to sometimes realize why they're messing up. When you can see past your own pain, sometimes you can understand someone else's. And when we look past our own pain, black women, we will sometimes understand the pain of our black men. So the next time you see a black man not living up to the standard of what we want our black men to do or to be, instead of downing him, instead of saying, look at that N-word, or instead of saying, look at that thug, you might want to grab him aside and say, hey, pick your head up and do better. We have to start encouraging each other. It does start within us. They may not ever treat us like we want to be treated, but we can treat each other how we want to be treated.
I like that. I like that. It's on me. All right, y'all. My final thought. Let's see. Nothing changes if nothing changes. I definitely think that we're in a society right now, and we're in a time where change is definitely coming. I'm actually feeling good about even some of the little changes that are happening, but there is still way, way, way more work to be done. I'm just so ready for a time where we can live as black people and just really live as people.
Yes.
Live as people instead of having to put black people on it, or be ashamed to say white people or things like that, because we all are a people. And as it goes for our black men, you know, I salute you guys. I'm always here to support our black men. I even help. You know, you can't have me, but I can help you find a job, or you know, anything like that to help them, you know, get on their feet, because I'm very resourceful. I know how to go have conversations with people. And even for you guys, if you know of some black men, just like you said, that's not on their toes and on their feet, if you got some resources or something, give it to them, because sometimes they lack the knowledge thereof. And so because they lack the knowledge thereof, and sometimes their ego doesn't want them to reach out because they don't want to feel weak, or, you know what I'm saying, like they don't know this, that, and other. They be ashamed. So sometimes you got to spark those conversations with people and with our black men especially, so we can help them more. And black men, say you need help a little bit more, we got you.
So listen, I agree. First of all, I want to thank both of you ladies for taking time out of your day to come and chat with me. Okay, I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate your openness. I appreciate your candidness. I thank you so much. Listen, everybody, and I'm gonna say this from the bottom of my heart. This is a two-way street. Okay. It's a two-way street, but it's also a two-way street that causes 2 types of pain. The 2 types of pain it causes uneasiness and frustration. And as a culture, we have to take the blinders off. as a culture, we have to go deeper than what the newscast. You know, I had a friend. She says, "Well, I watch CNN every single day, all day," and let me tell you that may be the wrong thing, because sometimes they're going to show you what they need you to see in order to keep the agenda going.
Yes.
So, black women, I encourage you to do whatever it takes to not allow your value to be stagnant, but your value to be increased. You do whatever it takes to save that black man. You do whatever it takes to keep the family together, because the value becomes uneven when family is broken. So black men, I'm telling you right now, you have to voice the value of the black woman. You got to voice it. Don't demean it because society doesn't accept it.
Thank you.
Okay? Continue to raise her up. Tell her she's beautiful. Tell her she's smart. Tell her she can make more money than you. Tell her she can tell your son and your daughter what to do. Tell her that she can make decisions. Because that's who she is. Because watch this, as long as we give the people power, the government power to say if we take away the black man, we decrease the value of the black woman, they're going to continue to do it, and they're going to hunt us because they feel like we are a weaker culture if the black man is not there and the black woman is still. If they feel like they see the black man and the black woman at the same value level, they're going to have to kill us both. Yes. They're going to have to come after both of us, and that's a harder thing to do. Listen, once again, I thank you guys for joining us on Dr. Hollie Mae's Uncut. Listen, we are going to have a show every single week, but I am so sorry. If you didn't catch this show on Facebook Live, you will not see it on Facebook Live except when we share it from YouTube, but it's now going to be on YouTube. We encourage you to go to Dr. Hollie Mae's network on YouTube and subscribe. Y'all think this show was controversial. Y'all think we talked about a lot of stuff on this show. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. So until next week, man, we love you with the love of the Lord. Do me a favor, uplift Christ wherever you go and continue to make the rest of your day the best of your day. God bless you guys.
All right, bye.